Type 2 diabetes is the much more common form of diabetes, accounting for maybe 90% of individuals with diabetes. And again, we have broad programs against a number of different aspects of type 2 diabetes that are designed either to facilitate its management or treatment and ultimately to prevent it. So one example of this is work that we're doing on body weight regulation. So it turns out that even modest amounts of body weight reduction, 10%, 15%, in an individual who is likely to develop the disease, who has incipient type 2 diabetes, or what we call impaired glucose tolerance or individuals who already have the disease, modest amounts of weight loss will either reverse or prevent the onset of the disease. And there are complicated reasons for why this is probably the case. The problem is that most individuals who successfully lose weight, and many individuals will, cannot maintain the lost body weight. So they go back up to their starting weight and they develop the disease again. So we have had for the past 10 years a very intensive research program, both in mice and humans, to understand what the molecular physiologic basis for that phenomenon is. It's not just a question of willpower or backsliding or psychological problems. There really is a physiology behind this. And we understand this actually quite well now and have programs in place to try to help individuals at a physiologic level who have successfully lost weight maintain it. It is my belief, and I don't think it's just me, that if we could achieve that simple end, or presumably, or sounds like a simple end, we'd be able to prevent probably 50 or 60% of all type 2 diabetes and cure a very large fraction of it as well. So one area that we're addressing type 2 diabetes in is in this body weight regulation and control of food intake. Another area that we're very interested in is the reasons why the beta cells of individuals who have type 2 diabetes ultimately fail. It's ironic in a sense. They make more insulin acutely. They even have more beta cells, perhaps, early in the disease, but ultimately those cells die and many of these patients become insulin dependent. So again, using stem cells primarily and using rare instances of forms of type 2 diabetes in which single genes are involved rather than the many genes that cause most types of type 2 diabetes, we've been able to isolate some of the factors that actually kill beta cells in beta cells made from the skin, again, of individuals who actually have the disease. So we can model an individual's disease in a dish, as we say, in vitro, using insulin-producing cells that we made from their skin. And this has produced some very exciting insights into some of the very basic mechanisms that kill beta cells, which if we can figure out ways to deploy these insights clinically, which we're obviously thinking about all the time, we probably could prevent or reverse a lot of type 2 diabetes and probably also help in the treatment of type 1 diabetes.